ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यसतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Yeah, thank you very much for joining. So we'll do a quick recap. That is chapter 4, text 26, and we'll continue from text 21 today. So just let's quick recap. So what happens as of now is we saw that Puranjana. First of all, happy Akshaya Tritiya. Today is a very auspicious day. Yeah. So King Puranjana goes to forest to hunt, and his queens become angry. Right. So we saw that King Puranjana one day he went out with his chariot. So for hunting, and he went to 5 destinations in the chariot with the 5 horses, right? So it describes that Acharya says that the jiva, how it relates to the jiva is that the jiva by time factor and due to the mode of ignorance, he loses his discrimination and he becomes attached to sinful activities. So hunting here in this context is compared to the jiva hankering for sense enjoyment. Hey, so he performs sinful activities. Basically, he says about associating with another woman like that, and then his wife in this chapter is described as his intelligence wife with the qualities of dharma. So a question could be asked actually, is that because as a king he went for hunting, right? And kings are allowed for hunting as per scriptures. So if you compare this story as a king as a jiva, so jiva, what's wrong if jiva do or enjoy his sense objects, isn't it? However, the answer is given in the next sections, where it is being said that the hunting is allowed, but it's not for passionate. So the kings are allowed because some other dealings, right? And they don't do it every single day. They are, so it means it's too much attachment, right? And then the huntings are on special occasions, right? And the very important is only king is allowed, and in the forest only. So it's not the jiva. I mean, not everyone is allowed to do hunting in the forest. So in a similar way, jiva is allowed to do sense enjoyment, however, as much as necessary, not to fullest, or just performing sense enjoyment and everything, giving up everything else, right? And it also described that if he acts as per regulation, then he is not contaminated. Yeah, that also we discussed. And then by breaking the rules, what happens by breaking the rules, so which is because of lack of purity, he thinks himself as doer, and then he bound himself by his actions, and because of that he falls again in the trap of the modes and degrade himself. Yeah. So and then we saw that king killed so many animals, and that he with his sharp arrows he killed many innocent animals, right? Basically, and then next one, he says he was too much attracted toward the flesh eating, right? However, we discussed that the Vedas regulate animal killing. So basically, jiva is allowed to perform sense enjoyment, but in a restricted way. And then we saw that uh, yeah. Then this is text 10. Yeah. So eventually we saw that the king, he was tired and then he came back to home. So tired means what? Tired means that due to some of his tendencies of dharma, or by good fortune, he repent about his sinful activities. And then we saw that when he came home, he was thirsty and hungry, right? So it means what? He's basically being troubled by, so this hunger and thirst is being troubled by remembering sinful activities, right? And then he took proper bath and then proper food. Proper uh, food means he gave up, the meat eating and the liquor and like that. Resting means he was a bit of steady in his dharmic knowledge. And purification is basically by hearing instructions from saintly people. Yeah. So as he came home after things, after taking shower, taking food, he decorated himself, means hearing about the hearing from the saintly people or saintly person, spiritual masters, like that. And then we saw that he started searching for his wife, right? And we discussed here that he inquired where he from his even household woman, that where is my beautiful wife, where she's gone. But that describes as that, she has disappeared, or just she is just lying down without any bed. So yeah, it means that the where it went till now. Yeah, here it is asking, right? For, and she's asking that she's always helped me, so where she is. And all the women, they said that no, we do not know where your wife, dear wife, has taken sort of existence. But and she's lying on the ground without bedding. Yeah. So that means that uh, that says that she has given up, and her intelligence, right, endowed with dharma, is lying on the ground. That is a wife, right, as an intelligence with dharma. And then uh, seeing that she was injured because of living, I mean, she was hurt because Puranjana left for hunting, right? And he was still and anxious to find or associate with her again. So let us continue from there. What's happened now? Yeah. So that is text 21. Now basically he's trying to pacify his wife. Yeah. Puranjana uvacha नूनं त्वकृतपुण्यस्ते भृत्यायेष्वश्वराशुभे कृताघ्यश्व आत्मसात् कृत्वा शिक्षादन्दं न युञ्जते. एक कुशल प्रभु.
Hare Krishna. King Puranjana said, My dear beautiful wife, when a master accepts a servant as his own man, but doesn't punish him for his offenses, the servant must be considered unfortunate.
Yeah, so basically what happened was, as soon as he he understood that, no, I've been doing sinful activities because I went out because of my sinful activity, that's my wife or intelligence is actually is morose, and she's angry. So he hold off his 2 feet and says that, uh, what he's saying here is, let's read purport and we'll see what he's saying. Then we can discuss more. So let's read it out. According to the Vedic civilization, domestic animals and servants are treated exactly like one's own children. Animals and children are sometimes punished not out of vengeance but out of love. Similarly, a master sometimes punishes his servant not out of vengeance but out of love, to correct him and bring him to the right point. Thus, King Puranjana took his punishment dealt with by his wife, the queen, as mercy upon him. He considered himself the most obedient servant of the queen. She was angry at him for his sinful activities, namely hunting in the forest and leaving her at home. So King Puranjan accepted the punishment as actual love and affection from his wife. In this same way, when a person is punished by the laws of nature, by the will of God, he should not be disturbed. A real devotee thinks in this way. When a devotee is put into the awkward position, he takes it as a mercy of the Supreme Lord. Yeah. Tattenukampam सुमक्षमाणो भुञ्जन एवात्मन कृतं विपाकं हृदवाग वपुर्भिर्विधानं तमस् नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्त पदेश दाय भक. This verse states that the devotee accepts a reversal of his position in life as a benediction by the Lord and consequently offers the Lord more obeisances and prayers. Thinking that the punishment is due to his past misdeeds and that the Lord is punishing him very mildly, the punishment awarded by the state or by God for one's own fault is actually for one's benefit. In the Manu Samhita, it is said that the king should be considered merciful when he condemns a murderer to death, because a murderer punished in this life becomes free from his sinful activities and in the next life takes birth clear of all his sins. If one accepts punishment as a reward dealt by the master, he becomes intelligent enough not to commit the same mistake again. Yeah. So uh, that is, he's just trying to say the point that, he's saying that when a master accepts a servant as his own man but does not punish him for his offenses, the servant must be considered unfortunate. So he's saying that let me not become unfortunate, so please forgive me. Yeah. So what it means in our understanding as a jiva, we can take it as the soul, he tells to his dharmic intelligence that the Supreme Lord has punished me to teach me, and I will not give up again the dharmic intelligence in this life. Yeah, so this is trying to pacify his wife, or basically the dharmic intelligence. Paramonugraho dando भृत्येष्व प्रभुनार्थिता बालो न वेद तत्तन्वी बंधु कृत्यम अमर्षणा. क्या माता जी? Okay, I'll read out. My dear slender maiden, when a master chastises his servant, the servant should accept this as a great mercy. One who becomes angry must be very foolish not to know that such is the duty of his friend. Yeah, so he's basically trying to pacify his his wife, who was a bit angry. Yeah, it means he's trying to, Jiva is trying to connect to his own intelligence that please, I know I have done these sinful activities. Now I'm taking shelter, so please let me go through. It is said that when a foolish man is instructed in something very nice, he generally cannot accept it. Indeed, he actually becomes angry. Such anger is compared to the poison of a serpent. For when a serpent is fed milk and bananas, its poison actually increases. Instead of becoming merciful or sober, the serpent encourages his poisonous venom when fed nice foodstuffs. Similarly, when a fool is instructed, he does not rectify himself but actually becomes angry. Yeah. So, how to relate this point is that what Puranjana is saying, that I had given up my dharmic intelligence and now I'm repenting, and that is my punishment, which is given by you. Or basically, he's become angry. So, it is the highest mercy, for I will not do any sin again. Right. So, the jiva, he understands this point by the intelligence or by the association of the sadhus, by hearing Krishna Katha. Yeah. Okay. No problem, Mataji. Right. So let us see what next. Text 23. Satvam mukham sudati subhrava anuraga bhara vida vilamba vilasad dasitavalokam नीलाल कालेवेर उपस्कृतम उन्नशम्ना स्वानां प्रदर्शय मनस्विनी वल्कुवाक्यम. Yes, Kushari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. My dear wife, your teeth are very beautiful set, and your attractive features may make you appear very thoughtful. Kindly give up your anger. Be merciful upon me, and please smile upon me with loving attachment. When I see a smile on your beautiful face, and when I see your hair, which is as beautiful as the color blue, and see your raised nose and hear your sweet talk, you will become more beautiful to me, and thus attract me and oblige me. You are my most respected mistress.
Yeah. So after repenting, he is saying that already you have shown me anger. So now, please be shower mercy unto me. Right. Become merciful unto me. Yeah. So the queen becoming angry or Puranjini becoming angry denote that uh, uh, the person already got punished, right? Punishment is already for him. Now, because the right or good intelligence has come up to him, because of association of the sadhus, because of hearing from them, right? Understanding with the good fortune, understanding the subject matter of scriptures. Now he's repenting. He's repenting that please, you already punished me. Now please merciful unto me, O my respected mistress, because respect the the intelligence which allows us for self-realization is better than the same intelligence which is degrading us in sense enjoyment, right? So now he understood this point. Let's see the purport. An effeminate husband, simply being attracted by the external beauty of his wife, tries to become her most obedient servant. Sripad Shankaracharya has therefore advised that we not become attracted by a lump of flesh and blood, The story is told that at one time a man, very much attracted to a beautiful woman, wowed the woman in such a way that she devised a plan to show him the ingredients of her beauty. The woman made a date to see him, and before seeing him, she took a purgative, and that whole day and night she simply passed stool, and she preserved that stool in a pot. The next night, when the man came to see her, she appeared very ugly and emaciated. When the man inquired from her about the woman with whom he had an engagement, she replied, "I am that very woman." The man refused to believe her, not knowing that she had lost all her beauty due to the violent purgative that caused her to pass stool day and night. When the man began to argue with her, the woman said that she was not looking beautiful because she was separated from the ingredient of her beauty. When the man asked how she could be separated, the woman said, "Come on, and I'll show you." She then showed him the pot of filled with liquid stools and vomit. Thus the man became aware that a beautiful woman is simply a lump of matter composed of blood, stool, urine, and similar other disgusting ingredients. This is the actual fact. But in a state of illusion, man becomes attracted by illusory beauty and becomes a victim of Maya. Yeah, very well-known story. Prabhupada's quoting here. Yeah, I think we might find the picture as well. Yeah. So King Puranjana begged his queen to return to her original beauty. He tried to revive her just as the living entity tries to revive his original consciousness or Krishna consciousness, which is very beautiful. All the beautiful features of the queen could be compared to the beautiful features of Krishna consciousness. When one returns to his original Krishna consciousness, he actually becomes steady and his life becomes successful. Yeah. So this king now is saying that already you have punished me with your anger, so please be merciful. And what Prabhupada is quoting a beautiful story is that generally people are attracted to the beauty, external beauty, right? So this story says about that external beauty is which is going to get become stool and vomit in due course of time. Okay, let us see text 24. Tashmin dadedamam daham तव वीरपत्नी यो नत्र भूषूर कुलात्कृत किलवैष्णं पश्येन वीतभयम् उन्मोदितं त्रिलोक्याम् अन्यत्र वै मुररिपुर इतरत्र दाशात्. Yes, Urmila Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Hare
Uh,
Krishna.
O hero's wife, kindly tell me if someone has offended you. I am prepared to give such a person punishment as long as he does not belong to the Brahmana caste. But for the servant of uh, Muraripu, Krishna, I excuse no one within or beyond these three worlds. No one can freely move after offending you, for I am prepared to punish him. Hare Krishna.
Let us see the explanation. According to the Vedic civilization, a Brahmana or one who is properly qualified to understand the absolute truth, that is one belonging to the most intelligent social order. as well as the devotee of Lord Krishna, who is known as Muradvisha, enemy of the demon Mura, is not subject to the rules and regulations of that state. In other words, upon breaking the laws of the state, everyone can be punished by the government except the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas never transgress the laws of the state or laws of the nature because they know perfectly well the resultant reactions caused by such law breaking. Even though they may sometimes appear to violate the rules, they are not to be punished by the king. These instructions were given to the king Prachina Parishad by Narada Muni. King Prachina Parishad was a representative of the king. King Puranjana was a representative of the king Prachina Parishad, and Narad Muni was reminding the king Prachina Parishad of his forefather Maharaj Pruthu, who never chastised a Brahmana or a Vaishnava. So our pure intelligence or pure Krishna consciousness becomes polluted by mental activities. Good. So pure consciousness can be revived by the process of sacrifice, charity, pious activities, etc. But when one pollutes his Krishna consciousness by offending a Brahmana or a Vaishnava, it is very difficult to revive. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described the Vaishnava aparadha or offense to a Vaishnava as the mad elephant offense. One should be very careful not to offend a Vaishnava or a Brahmana. Even the great yogi Durvasa was harassed by the Sudarsana Chakra when he offended the Vaishnava Maharaj Ambrisha, who was neither a Brahmana nor a sannyasi, but an ordinary householder. Maharaj Ambarish was a Vaishnava, and consequently Durvasa Muni was chastised. So the conclusion is that if Krishna consciousness is covered by material sin, one can eliminate the sin simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But if one pollutes his Krishna consciousness by offending a Brahmana or a Vaishnava, one cannot revive it until one properly atones for the sin by pleasing the offended Vaishnava or Brahmanas. And this was the course of that Durvasa Muni had to follow, for he surrendered unto Maharaj Ambrisha. A Vaishnava aparad cannot be atoned by any of the means other than by begging the pardon of the offended Vaishnava. Very powerful, yeah. Okay, so how it relates is to us. So let's read the check again. So what it's saying that, "O hero's wife, kindly tell me if someone has offended you." He's asking this queen. "I am prepared to give such person punishment as long as it does not belong to the Brahmana caste. But for the servant of Murari Krishna, excuse no one within or beyond these three worlds." So no one can freely move after offending you, for I am prepared to punish him. So it says that except Brahman and Vaishnava, I'll punish anyone who has offended you. So how it Jiva relates to this point? It says that if I have faults because of old impression and committing sin, I'll perform charity, vows, and pious activities to atone. Yeah, but if an obstacle has arisen from the anger of Brahmana or offense to a Vaishnava, that is difficult to remove. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let us see text 25. So if we just recap, as of now, the king Puranjana. Yeah. Okay. Let's complete it, and then I'm going to try to recap the whole chapter in a context of understanding the jivas. Text 25. Vaktraam nate vitilekam malinam viharsham Shamramba bhimam avir विप्रम अविमृतम अपेतरागम पश्येस्तनाव अपि सुचापहातौ सुजातौ बिम्बाधरां विगतकुङ्कमं पङ्करागम. Yes, Kishori Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. My dear wife, until this day, I have never seen your face without tilaka decorations, nor have I seen you so morose and without luster or affection, nor I have seen your two nice breasts wet with tears from your eyes, nor I ever before seen your lips, which are ordinarily as red as the bimba fruit, without their reddish hue. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so basically, he's saying that you are so inactive, isn't it? So let's see purport. Every woman looks very beautiful when decorated with tilaka and vermilion. What vermilion is? Anyone knows what this is? Oh, a smile. Vermilion.
Sindoor, Prabhuji.
Okay, sindoor. Okay, okay. Yeah, it says a brilliant red pigment made from mercury sulfide. Okay, it's sindoor. Okay, good, nice. Thank you. Okay, so tilaka and sindoor, the ornament of a woman. So a woman generally becomes very attractive when her lips are colored with reddish saffron or vermilion. But when one's consciousness and intelligence are without any brilliant thought about Krishna, they become morose and lusterless. So much so that one cannot derive any benefit despite sharp intelligence. Okay, yeah. So basically, he says, you are quite inactive, and I have never seen you being so inactive. How yet so? So let us see if she got pleased or not. Text 26 is the last verse of this chapter. तन्मे प्रसीद सुहृद कृत किल्विषस्य स्वैरं गतस्य मृगयां व्यसनात् तुरस्य कादेवरं वशगतं कुसुमास्त्रवेग विश्रस्तपुंसाम् उसति न भजेत कृत्ये. Yes, Rupesh Prabhu, I see you joined now. Are reading today?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My dear Queen, due to my sinful desires, I went to the forest to hunt without asking you. Therefore, I must admit that I have offended you. Nonetheless, thinking of me as your most intimate subordinate, you should still be very much pleased with me. Factually, I am very much bereaved. But being pierced by the arrow of Cupid, I am feeling lusty. But where is the beautiful woman who would give up her lusty husband and refuse to unite with him? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is the last verse of this chapter. Let's say purport. So both men and women desire one another. That's the basic principle of material existence. Women in general always keep themselves beautiful so that they can be attractive to their lusty husbands. When a lusty husband comes before his wife, the wife takes advantage of his aggressive activities and enjoy life. Generally, when a woman is attracted by a man, whether her husband or some other man, she enjoys the attack being too lusty. In other words, when one's intelligence is properly utilized, both the intellect and the intelligent person enjoy one another with great satisfaction. So just remember this story, allegorical story, is actually about the jiva and its intelligence. And if you see how a man and woman being attracted and they enjoy. It's being summarized here nicely that when one's intelligence is properly utilized, both the intelligent and the intelligent person, intellect and the intelligent person enjoy one another with a great satisfaction. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 7:945, yan maithunadi grahmedi sukham hitucham kanduyanena karayor eva dukkha dukkham. The actual happiness of this karma is sex life. They work very hard outside the home, and to satiate themselves after their hard labor, they come home to enjoy sex life. King Puranjana went to the forest to hunt, and after his hard labor, he returned home to enjoy sex life. If a man lives outside the home and spends a week in a city or somewhere else, at the end of the week he becomes very anxious to return home and enjoy sex with his wife. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam that yan methunadi grihmedi sukham hitucham. Karmis work very hard simply to enjoy sex, and modern human society has improved the materialistic way of life simply by inducing unrestricted sex life in many different ways. This is the most prominently visible in the Western world. Thus, and the Bhaktivedanta purport of the fourth Canto, 26th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled King Puranjana go to the forest to hunt and his queen becomes angry. Yeah, so we still got just 5 minutes. So last, basically what it means that King Puranjana or he's trying to pacify his wife or Puranjani, and he's saying that please be pleased with me and reside in my heart. Yeah, so let us quickly recap the whole chapter. I'll try to summarize this chapter and see if we could get something. So let us see. So what happened? The previous chapter we saw that King Puranjana, right? King Puranjana, finally he went his intelligence Puranjini, and then they got married. And one day, the king left the home for forest in a chariot. That's how chapter 26 starts, right? So once King Puranjana, he took his great bow, equipped with his armor and quiver and everything, with his 5 horses of chariot, he went. And we understood that. So this soul analogy of chariot we discussed about, like the chariot has 3 flags, they got 2 wheels, like the pious activities, in pious activities, and then his quiver having an unending arrows, which is basically unlimited material desires. Yeah, and he got 11 commanders, which is the 10 senses plus mind, right? And now he performed activities, and then he went to the forest for hunting, right? And this chapter they says that it means he gave up his wife, not gave up wife, but he left his wife at home, and then he went out for sense enjoyment, right? And because of taking what do you say, the demonic mentalities, or in the mode of ignorance, this jiva performs so many sinful activities, right? And after hunting, he got tired. What it means that this person got tired, it means that he understood that, oh, by some good fortune, he understands at one point of time that whatever I am doing is actually not good. These are all sinful activities. And so he comes back home. Comes back home means he takes shelter of sadhus, scriptures, and here, right? He was exhausted, he was hungry, he was thirsty, he returned home. So this means the jiva at one point of time he becomes exhausted from this mental or sinful activities. He try to repent himself, right? And he thinks that what if I am doing is all sinful activities. So he wanted to establish his real dharma. Then he invites the brahmanas, like taking food and then taking bath. These are like inviting the brahmanas, and then he perform atonement. He purify himself. So bathing is purification. So purify himself by hearing from the brahmanas, giving up eating proper food means giving up the meat and liquor, like that. And then he took rest. He took rest means he became steady in his dharmic state, right? And he also put some ornaments and garlands, like that, and that's basically is a purification of himself, right, from hearing instructions on dharma. However, after resting, he thinks about his own wife, right? And he says, "Oh, where is my wife?" He basically regretted about his activities, and now he is eager to unite with his dharmic intelligence, right? Because chaste wife is representing here as a dharmic intelligence, right? So he's regretting now. He's regretful and asking for where he is, and but he doesn't found his wife. So he asks her other maid servants where she is. Yeah, and then eventually he got to know that she is just lying down without bed. It means she is basically she is angry. Yeah, and she's saying that we do not know the intention of your intelligence, right? That is basically he had left her bedding. And now, as we discussed today, Puranjana, so he now put all his effort to pacify the dharmic intelligence, right? He says that uh, yeah, you have been angry, I understand the point, but I came home back. So I've been doing sinful activities. The jiva coming home now. So he's saying that please forgive me and let me continue with good intelligence. Yeah. So basically, Narada Muni indirectly saying to Prachina Bharisat to come back to his actual consciousness instead of doing so much of sacrifices or animal killing. Yeah. So though this story is not completed yet, there are two more chapters to continue, where the real essence will be revealed by Narada Muni, or even actually Sukadeva Goswami is going to clarify more on that. So we'll continue tomorrow on chapter 27, where it says that the attack by Chandavega on the city of King Puranjana, or the character of Kala Kanya. So another character is going to enter into the story. Yeah, that we will see tomorrow. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.